It is indie time, my friends. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is the indie and self-pub releases of November 2024. Before we jump into that list today, make sure you're checking the description box down below for links to my social media and Discord, should you want to come along for the ride. Now, as always, these lists do not come from me, I just give them a video platform. If you do prefer reading these lists with your eyeballs rather than watching me talk about them, you can check out Rob J. Hayes' blog and AJ Calvin's new blog, which I'll put down below. I love having two blogs coming in and giving us the indie, sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. My wallet, however, has a different opinion, but I always find something cool to put on my Kindle. So let us jump into the list that we have today. As always, there is a bunch of cool indie stuff coming our way. On November 1st, we have Tao Wong, who has multiple entries into the list this month. This is the fourth wall, and it is the 1000th Li number 11, which looks like this. I can't go too much into it because it is a book 11. Tao Wong writes very long literary RPG series, but the book cover looks cool. I will also just do a quick apology. I'll be looking down quite a bit in this because I'm reading the blurbs off the computer screen here. Also on November 1st, and a very early cover pick for me in this particular list, is A Crow in the Canyon. This is Realm of Light, Book 2 by Melissa Widmeyer. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This cover is stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I went and looked up the first book, which I already have, thankfully, on my Kindle because it definitely caught my attention. But yeah, this is just beautiful. This is epic fantasy. It says the lungs of the kingdom are constricted, but I can't tell you too much more than that. Also on the 1st of November, we have The Star-Crossed Empire by Maya Drajani. Hope I pronounced that one correctly. This is the Whirl Chronicles book number 1, and this is a space opera, sci-fi, romance adventure. And it says, a Republic soldier, a reluctant emperor, when love and duty collide, who wins? Leia is a patriotic soldier of the Altanian Republic, and patriots don't ally themselves with rival empires. But when she re-encounters the handsome imperial noble she fell in love with years before, she falls again. Hard. And she decides she's going to marry that man, duty be damned. Unfortunately, he's also the new Valharan Emperor. That does throw a spanner in the works, and their planets are about to go to war. As tensions rise between the two worlds, Layla's attempt at neutrality goes awry. She finds herself unsafe and threatened, a foreigner no matter where she lands. Eventually, instability in their isolated galactic community leaves it ripe for invasion. Layla has to overcome her dual loyalty and end this war once and for all before the world goes up in flames and she loses the man she loves. Also on November 1st, we have a couple of horror entries. The Horrors of Small Town, Nebraska by Beverly Ann Michelle. This is a short story collection. It looks like this. And this is enter a world of demons, spiders, and ghosts from haunted farmhouses to creepy cemeteries. These stories will give you a chill. That sounds creepy. Small towns are just creepy, but I sort of love those stories. Also on November 1st, we have an urban fantasy entry. This is Elemental Fury, the Nexus Season 1, and this is by Sarah Blake. Now, this series has been released in a really cool way. This series, or Season 1, has, I think, 9 episodes, which are being released throughout 2024 and 2025. I love this cover. I also love the covers for the other installments, and Book 5 is coming out in January, I believe. But these are all really short novellas, so I think the longest one is 193 pages at a short novel length, but you can go ahead and check them out. I can't go too much more into detail because this one is a book 4. We also have Traitor Son by Melissa J. Cave available on November 1st. This is the Empire of Stars Book 1, and it is historical fantasy and also romantic fantasy with a bit of action and adventure thrown in. Do the promises of war ever survive the peace? At the end of a brutal war, Remen of Andelin promised his knights that he would build them a good place, far from the carnage of war and the poisonous intrigues of the Empire. But the only thing more difficult than winning a war is securing the peace. Welcome to the Andelin Valley, where the days are filled with the back-breaking labor of building a city. The knights bring monsters summoned in the waning days of war. The Andelin devils dare even the sacred soil of the Empire, and it all and takes all of Remen's military genius to keep his people alive. Yet, even in the face of bandits, traitors, and the implacable hatred of the Emperor, the greatest danger to Remen might be his new wife. Ooh, spicy. Princess Aphil and Agenphus, pronunciation, daughter of the stars, the exiled princess. She is the daughter of the divine emperor who executed Remen's family, raised in secret and given in the place of her sister as a reward for Remen's war victory. Aphil carries a secret that could topple the empire. His family was innocent, but will she risk her life to reveal her family's crimes? A tale of love and redemption. As the summer bleeds on and the walls of their cities rise, Remen finds himself drawn to Aphil, who shares so many of his dreams and sorrows. She could be everything: his love and his wife, the mother of his children, the foundation of a dynasty that will last forever. Or she could be the Emperor's weapon, placed at his side to destroy everything he has left. That sounds fantastic, and I will definitely be checking that one out. On November 3rd, we have The Deadlands. This is the Destiny series, book number 2, by Cheryl S. Mackey. McKay? Apologies if I pronounced both of those incorrectly. Epic fantasy, sword and sorcery, and a YA novel. The Deadlands are no place for the living. Ain't that the truth? The cover looks like this. On November 5th, we had Land, the 10 World Cycles, book number 2 by Bjorn Larson. This is grimdark and historical fantasy and says love, land, loss. Happy never after. On November 7th, we had Death with a Twist. This is Red City Reaper, book number 3, because that's the number 3, by C. Thomas LaFollette, and this is urban fantasy. I really want to start this series. Out of the C. Thomas LaFollette series that we've talked about since I've been doing these videos, this one intrigues me the most, and I think I have books 1 and book 2. This is Vengeance is a pissed-off werewolf motorcycle gang, and I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that at all. On November 8th, we had the Binding Tenets Trilogy, book number 2, Bloodbound, by J. G. Terrell. Those bound by blood leave no lines left uncrossed, and the cover is just fantastic. Close second for my cover pick of the month. I really do need to get to this series. I have book 1. I think I pre-ordered book 2, so I now have them both by the time this video comes out. On the 11th of November, one I know that many people are looking forward to because it has been making waves, and I think it's going to be traditionally published very soon, is The Inevitable Rune. This is Dungeon Crawler Carl, book number 7 by Matt Dinnerman. It looks like an insane time. Now, this series does not call to me personally, but I know a lot of people are having a great time with it. They call it Fiction Wars. That's all I can give you. It is a book 7. I hope people who are loving this series love this new installment that we are getting here. On the 12th of November, we have a series I desperately need to start. Someone just light a fire under my butt to start this series. We have Voyager. This is book number 9 of the Darkblade series by Andy Peliquin. This is epic fantasy. The cover looks epic. We're on the side of a boat. That excites me. I love a bit of pirates and nautical stuff. I need to pick the series up. I have nothing else to say for myself except for that. However, it's a book 9, so we're going to have to move on. Also on the 12th of November, we have No Happy Endings. This is by Animus Final and Kieran Ferrara. I apologize, I've definitely pronounced those incorrectly. This is an anthology, grimdark, sword and sorcery, and sci-fantasy. This is a collection of novellas and short stories exploring the depths of human tragedy and despair, which I'm getting. I'm getting that from the cover that we have up here. On the 14th of November, we have Heatstroke Heartbeat by Matt Weber, and I challenge you to say that 10 times really fast. This is the Street of Flame Quartet, book number 3, and this one has a really cool cover as well. I'm liking the color vibes that we're getting on here, and it looks like something epic is about to happen, but it is a book 3. On the 15th of November, we have Mother of Exiles by Joel C. Flanagan. Greneman is the second surname there, or the hyphenated surname. Apologies if I pronounced it incorrectly. This is Servants of the Moon and Sun, book number 4, and this is a fantasy, epic fantasy fairy tale retelling. And it looks like this. Also on the 15th of November, we have A Stitch Between Worlds by Frazier Armitage, which is a short story collection that looks like this. I really love this cover as well. Like dragons in an astronaut helmet? Yes, sign me up. The differences between worlds They're like two tapestries, one made of silk and the other of wool. But this door is a needle that sends me between them, and I'm what stitches them together. This is a short story collection. I have my eye on this one. I haven't pulled the trigger yet to buy it. If anyone has picked this one up, please let me know. Or if anyone's going to pick it up, because I think this will come out before November 15th, please let me know. And then when you read it, tell me if I should go ahead and get it. On the 20th of November, we have Anhelos Lost by V.C. Boldick. And this is Anhelos Saga book number 1. And it says, 5 years ago, the Anhelos disappeared with the death of the king, leaving the kingdom of Arctis in a state of regency. Infighting between the regents has left the kingdom fractured and torn. As Prince Tarquinius' coronation approaches, the Arcturian Council sets into motion a decree that puts his birthright in jeopardy. Forced to find his queen far sooner than he planned, Tarquinius travels to the allied kingdom of Luz, where he meets Ombre Therinsford and Princess Lyanna. As he courts these two women, he learns a disturbing secret, namely that a pact is being made between Luz and Twilly, Arctis' greatest enemy. Unbeknownst to Quinn, trouble brews in Arctis. Dissatisfaction grows, with rumors and fear abounding. In the darkness, an ancient enemy stirs. Using the fear and discord, this enemy begins his plans for a new golden age. The last piece he needs is Tarquinius himself. That sounds pretty cool. This it doesn't tell me what it is, but I'm guessing epic fantasy, potentially. No, I'm not going to say. I was going to say romance because of the cover. I don't know. I'm going with epic fantasy is going to be my educated guess here. On the 21st of November, we have A Thing in Christmastown by Iseult Murphy. This is a Christmas-themed holiday horror. Color me intrigued. Christmas theme holiday horror. Welcome to Christmastown, where is Christmas every day, terrifying already. Visit the town where your wishes come true, recapture the magic of your youth, find love and happiness you'll never want to leave. Christmas was once Diane's favourite holiday, but she can't face it after the tragic accident that took her husband's life shortly before the festive season. I can read and talk, I promise you. Wishing to recapture the happy times of their youth, Diane's grown children take her to Ireland's latest attraction, Christmastown, nestled in the Cavan Hills, where it is Christmas 365 days a year. There is something about Christmastown that unsettles Diane. Maybe it's the fixed happy smiles of the people who work there. Perhaps it's the odd image in the wallpaper, or the blood that seeps out of the snow. Could it be her grief that's stopping her from being happy? As reality warps around her, Diane realizes that leaving is not an option. In a place where wishes come true, Diane's one wish is to save her family, even if she must confront the thing in Christmastown to do it. Count me in for that one. That sounds fantastic. On the 22nd of November, we have Wild Skies, a Yeehaw Dragon story by K.E. Andrews, and this is Gaslamp Fantasy. And the cover is here. Looks very cool. There is a cowboy on a dragon. I'm here for it. I'll trade you a story for a drink. It's a story about a handsome son of a gun and his trusty dragon Bean on the hunt for the notorious train robber Talon. In a land shaped by dragons, magic, and bullets, Dale Hartwell is trying to make a living hunting down bandits and bounties while searching for his kidnapped parents. When the hunt for Talon takes him to the Melted Lands, Dale finds that he's bitten off more than he can chew. He comes face to face with ancient dragons, old magic, and a new lead on his missing family. If he fails this job, not only will he lose his chance to find his parents, he might lose his life. In a showdown with a common enemy, unlikely allies will have to take to the skies, fighting tooth and talon for their lives and the future of the Melted Lands. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. On the 26th November, we have AJ Calvin's entry into this list, her 4th book, and I believe the conclusion to this current series is Legend, the Caned Legacy, book number 4. This is epic fantasy and sword and sorcery, and looks like this. I need to read some of AJ Calvin's stuff, especially now that I'm reading her blog articles for these videos. That's on me. We'll try and rectify that. On the 26th November, we have another entry here, which is Strayed by Lee Burton. This is Speaker Origins, book number 2. This is epic fantasy and historical fantasy. Listen carefully to me now, son. Tate wants to kill you. That's why we're here. I really like the simplicity of this cover, which is up here with the map on the hand and the waterfall coming from the lake in the map. I think that's a really cool artistic element that's been done there, but it is book 2. On the 27th of November, we have Astamite. This is Jaya, book number 4 by Geetha Krishnan. This is epic fantasy and historical fantasy, and I believe we've seen like different colors of this cover throughout the series, which is a concept I personally quite like when we just change a little bit about it and like it's a different pop of color or maybe one element has changed, and we've got that here. On the 28th of November, we have Rune to Ruin, which is Spear of the Gods, book number 2 by Gregory Amado. This is epic fantasy and sword and sorcery. A very simple cover, but a very effective cover. I really like the cover for book 1 as well, which I believe was red. But yes, it is a book 2. So we'll just carry on, shall we? To end us off on this list, we have another entry by Tao Wong, who started the list and finished the list because he just loves writing books. He is releasing Climbing the Ranks, book number 2, and this is another epic fantasy / literary RPG / progression cultivation, all the genres that Tao Wong writes in. I, again, love this cover. This is probably the series that's calling to me the most by Tao Wong outside of the Hidden Restaurants. I think it's the Hidden Restaurants. Is that what it's called? The novellas with... Maybe that was the first novel. Novella. Anyway, I digress. This is the one that's calling to me the most. This cover is really cool, but it is a book 2. Those are the books coming our way in the month of November. A bit of a shorter list, but also a lot of series continuations, which makes for a quicker recording time rather than having to read out all the blurbs. My wallet hurts. Does yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Which of these are you looking forward to? Let me know. If you like the content, get one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will. I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.